Good morning, how are you doing? I'm back, and what I'm planning to do is I'm planning to do a live on here every single day throughout April. Okay, so that's from tomorrow. So just to let you know, I'm going to be coming on each day throughout April, giving some value and content. What I want to talk about today is, and I've been actually getting this from a few of my students as well over the last few weeks. You know, they're asking me the question, Matt, you know, with no problem finding excess surplus inventory. You know, we've learned from your course how to go out there and find stock. But a lot of the deals that we're getting offered, the price is too high. The stock is too expensive. And, you know, and the same, you know, it's just crazy. Why we're not doing deals because the prices are too expensive. So, you know, what I'm doing is I'm coming on just to explain a few things. So it's normal when you get offered excess inventory from a company. It's very, very normal. It's standard for them to, you know, come in with an initial price that is high, because they are trying to get as high a price as they can for that stock. Yes, most of the time when you get offered excess inventory, most companies are not just going to give you like a stupid cheap price straight away. They want to try and get as high a price as possible. So they're always going to come to you initially with a high price. And that's just normal. And that doesn't mean to say that a deal cannot be done because their price is too high. That is just a starting price, okay? So, you know, I've had a few messages the last few days from a few of my students saying, Matt, look, we're finding stock, but, you know, they're just a waste of time. The prices are too high. But that doesn't mean to say that a deal can't be done. I'm doing deals on, you know, on inventory where the initial offer, the price was high. And, you know, you've got to get into a conversation with them and say, look, your price is too high. Are you negotiable? You know, and you've got to test the waters. You've got to test them out, test and get a reaction from these sellers. Not just say, no, it's not for me. Your price is too high. You can't use that as an excuse when you are offered inventory and the price is too high. That is just an excuse, because I guarantee most companies will come down on price, and a lot of companies will come right down on price. It's just a matter of seeing how motivated they are to sell that stock. Of course, they want to achieve the best price they can. They're always going to come in at a high price. You know, I guarantee that you can always get them down on price. It's just a matter of getting them down to that level where we can get interest from a buyer. That's what we need to do. So, you know, when you get offers of excess stock and the price looks too high, don't worry about that. That's just their initial price. You know, I do deals on stock, and, you know, I'll look back at the original price they wanted, and it was just not cheap enough. It was way off on price. And then, you know, eventually I've negotiated with them and pushed the price down and down and down to reach that point where there's profit in the deal. And that's what we're doing. We're pushing them down on price to as much as we can. And maybe it doesn't happen straight away. Maybe we have to walk away from that deal for a few weeks or maybe a few months until, you know, we contact them again in a few months' time and we say, did you, you know, have you still got that stock? And most of them say, yeah, we have actually. And we say, well, yeah, that's because you are wanting an unrealistic price for that stock. You know, it's a few months down the line now. You need to start thinking about coming down to a realistic price where we can find a buyer for that stock. And, you know, it's just something that a lot of guys that come into my coaching and, you know, they start getting offers of stock and we don't do any deals. That's fine. That's fine. What we're actually doing here is to solve this problem. Is we are getting reactions from companies who are offering us stock, and we're saying to them, look, your price is too high. You know, it needs to be way less. And we're just waiting for a reaction. We're waiting for them to say, okay, so what price do you need to be? Straight away, you know they are going to be negotiable. You know they will come down on price. If they want to stay in the conversation, if they want to keep communicating on that deal that they've offered you, you know that they are hungry, they are motivated to come down on price. So don't be put off when you get offers of excess inventory and the price is high. You've done research online, you've looked at, you know, maybe what the product is selling for online, and you can see that their price that they've offered is too high. But don't be put off by that. Okay, we might not be able to make a deal happen straight away, but if they've still got that stock in their warehouse in a few months' time, then there's a good chance that they will start becoming more realistic on that price and start bringing that price down to a level where we can actually, you know, make a profit on that deal from a buyer. So what I'm trying to say is, guys, it's normal to get offered stock. It's just normal. I'm used to it. You've got to get used to that. Where, you know, like I had a mail this morning from a student saying, look, I'm now getting about 5 offers of stock every day, but most of the deals that I get offered, the price is too high. And I say to them, well, what are you doing about it? Are you telling them the price is too high? Are you telling them that the price needs to be way less? And that's what you've got to be doing with these companies. You've got to be filtering out the ones that are going to work right now and the ones that are not going to work right now. So what you're doing is you're getting these offers coming through and you're testing the waters. You're saying to them, look, thanks for the offer, but your price is too high. And then you're just waiting for them to come back and to see if they want to keep communicating. Are they negotiable? Are they motivated to come down on price? And, you know, that's what we're doing. We're filtering out the ones that might be workable right now, and the ones that are not workable right now. The ones that are not workable right now, you're going to put aside, and then you're going to contact that company again in a few months, and see if, you know, they're going to be more negotiable on the price. But just please don't be put off when you find, if, you know, for you guys that are in the program or thinking of coming to the program, it's normal when you get offered inventory where they will always start with a high price. But of course they're not gonna come in at their cheapest price. They're not gonna come in at a very, very low price straight away, are they? They want to achieve the maximum price that they can get on that stock because they don't want to lose money, or they don't want to lose as much money. In the end, we're aiming to get them down and down and down on price, and they are certainly going to be losing more money than they originally planned. But it's just, you know, this is the whole, this is how it all works in this business. They come in with a high price, we tell them the price is too high, and then, they'll either come back and say, okay, thanks very much anyway, they're not going to be negotiable. Or they're going to come back and say, okay, well, what's it worth? And we're going to say, well, it's worth way less, and we're going to just wait for reactions. We're waiting for feedback and reactions all the time by saying to them, look, your price needs to be way cheaper. Soon as they see that reply, they're going to be thinking, right, okay, maybe the price we've offered it is too high. And yeah, maybe we do need to be a lot cheaper to get rid of this stock that's sitting in our warehouse, going nowhere. And then they start realizing that they need to come down and down and down on price. But don't just reply back and say, not for us, the price, it's not for us, the price is too high. You've got to test the waters all the time with every offer that's coming in. You've got to test the waters, and just don't even let it affect you or bother you when you get offered stock and the price is too high, because it's just totally normal. It's just standard in our business. Everyone's always going to offer you stock where the initial price is too high. And that's just them. That's just them being unrealistic, or just trying to achieve, a good price. They're trying to not lose as much money on the stock. But eventually, that's what we're doing. We're communicating with them. We're getting into a conversation with them. And we're educating them. We're teaching them, look, if you want to get rid of that stock in your warehouse, your price needs to be a lot cheaper. And you're putting that into their head. You're putting that conversation into their head. Yes, we're interested, but your price needs to be a lot cheaper. And then it gets them thinking, okay, right, we realise now that price we've just given is too high. So, that's when we can start pushing companies down on price. And at the same time, we are validating that offer. We are putting that offer out to some potential buyer connections at the same time. And what we're doing is, we're getting into conversations with suppliers and potential buyers until we actually start seeing a glimmer of potential profit in a deal. Because that's what happens. We're pushing a seller down on price, and at the same time, we're trying to get interest on that stock from potential buyers. Until we actually reach that point, there's a point where we reach where we are in profit on that deal. And then, that's when we can start moving that deal forward to profit in the bank, guys. So please, it's normal when you get offered stock, the price is too high. That's standard. It's just normal in our business. No one's ever going to offer you stock, very rarely, where the initial price is just like cheap as chips, Occasionally, yeah, you get offers and the stock, the price, the initial price that they come in with, occasionally is already low, very low price. And you think, actually, that's, they've come in with a low price straight away. And occasionally you do get that. But a lot of the time you get offered deals, the price is too high, and that's just normal. It's standard in our business. You shouldn't be put off by that. Everyone is negotiable. And, our job is to get companies down on price. That is our job in this business. It's just normal. So don't ever think that when you get an offer, think, oh, the price is too high. Oh, it's a waste of time. It's not a waste of time, not until you know how negotiable they are on the price, and how motivated they are to sell that stock. It happens all the time, guys. It happens all the time. You know, I've been offered some hoodies yesterday, and you know they wanted over £2, and I've already said they're worth under half, and I've already got them down to 70 pence. 70 pence on a hoodie. Already got them down to 70 pence. And I think I can get them down a bit more as well. So it just shows you that companies are just, you know, they just don't want to lose as much money. So they're always going to start with a high price. That's normal. It just needs us to start pushing them down and down and down on price. And, you know, getting them down to that level where they're thinking, right, okay, these people are serious. They want to buy it off me, and I need to be more realistic on the price. So that, you know, that is all I want to say today, is that very normal to get offered stock at a high price, and you know, don't ever let that put you off. It's just normal in our business. And you just say that's it, and see if that conversation keeps on going. If they're all the best.